against that handlock, but we do see him. This looks to be Demon Lock, maybe possibly be Maligos.
Okay, it seems like Demon Lock. So game number 3, Reynad versus Gaust going to start. Who is going to win? Like Demon Lock or Green Patron Warrior?
I'd say this is slightly favored for the Patron Warrior, but I do like Gaust's hand better though, overall here.
Yeah, Voiterra and then the Rubian Egg. Also that M Gang Boss Implosion. It's pretty decent. Especially now, you want to use those cards early before the Green Patron becomes a risk. So it's looking like a good start for Gaust.
The Armor Smith coming down is quite strong here. I wonder if she's gonna drop the egg. I mean, it'll be strong against a weapon, but I think that would be the play here. At least if I was Gaust.
What do you think about Reynad's hand? There is Death Spite, which is great for him. You always want to have Death Spite, but then he doesn't really have any draw mechanisms. And you want to have Battle Rages, you want to have Acolyte of Pain, like even those cantrip cards like Nomash Inventor.
I think it's below average, yeah. I mean, you always fear the power overwhelming with the egg here, so definitely not where you want to be. You have no draw. Like these minions, Armor Smith and Frothing Berserker, you preferably want to be drawing them whirlwinding and then going for a battle rate. You don't want to be really playing them out here to be traded into by the Warlock.
Yeah, that's true. So even though he was not afraid of power overwhelming, and it's good for him that Gaust doesn't have it. And now I think this turn for Gaust is a bit awkward. You coin the Voiter, and you get a 4/4, and you get a 5/5, I guess. So a pretty good turn.
No, even a 7/6 or what? Yeah.
Oh wow, that's even better. Yeah.
But he has to execute though. The option of doing that. I mean, if he earns the, you can trade technically. Like you can trade the Armor Smith in. That will make the Frothing of 4 damage.
Yeah.
But that's still, it still isn't looking too good for Reynad. He goes for the okay.
He goes for
Don't
damage.
mind this at all. Yeah.
He forces Gaust to trade, or at least it looks like that, because you can't just leave Frothing on board, and you have to attack into it. So maybe Gaust will actually trade into that Frothing, unless he's going to risk an implosion. I don't think so. Also, his hand is a bit weird now. He might go for double juggler, but he will not be able to go for M Gang Boss and anything else.
I think with this play here, it's swinging back into Reynad's favor, as everything that he can play can just be cleared up easily by Reynad next turn.
True. Yeah, like even if you go M Gang Boss, at least no, it's everything dies. Assuming there is the execute. It seemed like the hand for Gauss was really good, but Reynad is countering it pretty well. So if Gauss goes with double juggler, they are going to die anyway. Like maybe one would survive, but still, like you don't want to see it. If they're with execute, actually everything will die. And with implosion, you can't implosion really, because you will have to hit 4. If you don't hit 4, you're in a very bad spot.
I think I like this play a lot. You definitely prefer to have a knife juggler with the implosion later on.
True. The only good thing for Gaust is that he is forcing the Death Spite use. Or is he? I think he is. Like, so one Death Spite will be out of the way, and Death Spite is one of the most important cards in Green Patron deck. Might be the most important card, the most powerful.
That or the Green Patron, I guess. But let's see. I think the execute was definitely a no-brainer here. We're just gonna see a hero power with the Loot Water, maybe? Or a War Song, okay. That's interesting. He's gambling on him not having the implosion here. We do see that Gaust does have it, but there's just 1 in 3 that it just hit for 2, and it's gonna be a sad day for Gaust.
And that's a 4. It's a pretty good RNG there. And saying that Reynad is playing not playing Ground Implosion, I think it was fine because it was turn 5. So Implosion, even though it can hit for 2, and obviously it's also only taking 4 mana instead of 5. So that Implosion might have been terrible. But Reynad's still in a good shape here.
He really is. Dark Iron Dwarf, a rare card in this metagame. going to be pretty strong here, though. It looks to be. The worst thing hit here for the juggler would be better not to hit anything, actually.
Oh wow, he got the Battle Rage. This is exactly what he needed because he was getting low on cards, and now just drawing 3 cards for 2 mana, also getting armor. That's an amazing top deck for Reynad.
Grim Patron, Fire War Axe, Armor Smith. Not bad, honestly. But think if he had the War Song now, how different this game would be.
Yeah, for sure. But still, like, clearing the board, and he has that Green Patron, he has those executes, so he'll be able to deal with whatever threat is being played. And also Grommash, just, you know, playing Grommash on 8 versus this kind of deck, I think it's definitely fine.
It sure is. I'm a bit concerned about, using an execute there. It's a bit tricky. He does have one left, though, so maybe he's just figuring he can deal with the Malygos anyway. But these mid-locks sometimes even go so far as to, play out, let's say, Sylvanas. They go for Auto Boom, they go for 2 Doomguards, they go for, basically a lot of big stuff. It can vary. This could all obviously be more oriented as well. It's hard to say, as the card difference may be 3 or 4 cards here.
Yeah, but on the other hand, it's like right now having that execute gives him an opportunity to kill the Void Core if he wants to, because, well, actually, if it drops Mal'Ganis, it's not that great for him. There will be no trigger for the execute.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I think you might want to risk killing Void Caller now with only 1 card.
I think you kill the Flame Imp here. Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely a risk, yeah, but I felt like Gaust was playing up, you dropped the Flame Imp, that suggests that he has another demon in hand, and he forwent the tap, and why would he do that? That suggests, I guess, that he had a big demon. It was kind of a bluff as he only had the Imp Gang boss, but I do like the play from Reynad here, though, a lot.
What do you think about playing Gang Boss here?
It's desperation, really. I think it's something he has to do. Reynad is gonna win in 7 or 8 turns here if this continues to go this way. So he just needs to get stuff out. If the Grommash can hit him to the face once, he's pretty much
out.
Yeah, he needs all that health to be able to tap here.
Oh, Defender Vargas, he will be able to deal with those Acolytes and just give 1 card to Reynad for each of them and set up 2 taunts.
That'll have to be the play, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Will he be able to play Sijan at the same turn? Probably not.
Sadly not, no.
Because like even if he attacks with the Imp Gang Boss, he's getting 1 Imp there.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be for 4. Maybe he can actually play it, but then he will have to give 1 more card to Reynad. So like attack the Acolyte right now with Imp Gang Boss instead of killing it. But I think like it's better to just deny the cards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mana isn't really what it needs now, but that's definitely a very interesting play. I did not see that. The Grim Patron, though, the Loot Hoarder, not bad with the Loot Hoarder. Slut Belcher, and what's the next card? Let's see. The Whirlwind, okay, the Whirlwind is...
Yeah, the Whirlwind is huge. So you can basically clear and set up patrons at the same time, and keep your Grommash alive. So just patron now, you Whirlwinds, and then oh no, wait, he doesn't have execute.
He can leave it up with 2 patrons. What do you think about just the Whirlwind thing and Whirlwind, Loot Hoarder, Belcher? I think I like that better, actually.
Yeah, definitely. If you are not able to protect the Grom, it's better to just Sludge Belcher to protect it. And you will probably have an opportunity to get those patrons on the board anyway. Like right now, you're in no rush. You are the guy with the cards. Warlock only has 1 card in hand, and you have 29 points of health, so it's fine. And if you play Patron later, there might be not a single answer to get rid of Patron for Warlock. And Warlock provides you only the minions with 2 attack. Like most of the minions from Warlock, they have 2 attack, maybe even 1 with Hunter Creeper that you can actually spawn more patrons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely have to agree with this play here. Is there anything that he can top deck here? Gaust.
I don't think so. Like those decks are not playing. They're
The
not playing
owl is
Shadow Flame.
massive though. Wow.
Yeah, Owl is actually great. He will be able to deal with Grom, and the game will be kind of undecided. But still, like it's not like this deck is running Shadow Flames or Hellfires. Mal'Ganis, it's not doing that much.
He can
Owl's
actually play
probably the
all
best.
of his entire hand. Wait, yeah. He was gonna
So
keep the direwolf. Okay, that's
might
interesting.
be a might be a small sequencing error there, unless he wants to protect it from loot hoarder.
I think you just have to go for it at this point. It's that late in the game. I mean,
All right, so the
killing the owl so much worse, I guess.
Battle Rage for one, just cycling it. Inner Rage now,
Ooh.
interesting.
That's pretty perfect.
Yeah, he will be able to play double patron. And he is in no risk of dying, just building up a great board. He shouldn't be afraid of Hellfire, as I said, like no Hellfire, no Shadow Flame, mostly in those kinds of decks.
And then he just drops the Deathwing. Wouldn't that be something?
Well, it is possible you're playing against a player who has this big moment right now and can bring some, let's say, interesting deck building ideas.
That would be the funniest thing, honestly, if that happened here.
All right, so Reynad stabilizing, building up the big board. There is one power overwhelming, but Gaust is nowhere near killing Reynad. He just needs to cull the board a bit, kill those minions. He's thinking about life tapping. Can he even life tap? What can he draw? If he draws a Doomguard, he can still play all the cards in his hand. But the power overwhelming is not a card he wants to play here. It's just annoying. You don't want to lose minions. Mal'Ganis. But is he dead?
He sadly is. Yeah, this is too little, too late. Sadly, Devil is coming down, but best case scenario, he kills the frothing here, and
All right, so just showing that he had power overwhelming to give some more information to Reynad. Like, hey, I had this, I couldn't do anything. You basically win. Congrats, I concede. Reynad is going to take a lead 2-1 versus Gaust in game number 3.
I mean, Gaust will need to play, this deck again here. So I'm not sure. Maybe he doesn't care. I guess he figures that he knows out the entire deck anyway. So that's maybe his point of view with revealing all the cards there. It's an interesting call though. He does take a 2-1 lead though, Reynad. So I don't think he's likely to lose from here.
And by the way, we are on Cam Scully for the first time, so welcome to our viewers. I can remind everyone, what are we doing here? So basically, we are casting the finals of the NVIDIA Pro Am tournament, where we had 16 pros playing throughout a couple of weeks in the form of a league, playing for seeds, and we have 16 qualified players. 15,000 people signed up for the open part, and 16 players remained. And right now, those qualified players are slaughtering our pro players. They're just going through them 3-1, 3-0, and we've seen Strive Crow lose, and right now Reynad is actually fighting and doing pretty great. So maybe Reynad will be 6-0 actually won as well. 6-0 won his match, so maybe Reynad will join 6-0, winning. Game number 4 is ready. Reynad versus Gaust.
Yeah, Reynad will now have to win with his new mage deck with all of those spells. Be quite interesting. Yeah, Flamewaker, Mech, Mid, some combination there. But I know the Clockwork Gnome into a Armor Smith for Gaust. That's not looking bad, honestly.
I love that we have a new archetype for mage. We had a Flame Waker with those mechs, but I think bringing Clockwork Gnome and Mechanical Yeti into the fold to get a bit more spare parts makes the deck very interesting. I would love to play it this season as well and check how it goes in ladder.
Absolutely. Do you think Mage is now the deck with the most variants?
If you think about Mage and Warlock, I think Warlock might be still a bit ahead. But looking at those Flame Waker builds, we have Freeze Mage, we have Mech Mage. Mech Mage can also be different. We have Tempo Mage. It might be.
Echo Mage, for example. The Flood Mage that Reynad played.
Yeah, it might actually be the most interesting class right now.
Mm-hmm. A lot of stuff going on with that. So much dynamic with the secrets there. Looks like this is going to be what? This could still be actually Patron. It's not looking likely. I think seeing this, it's more likely to be a
Control.
control warrior.
Yeah, but I do agree it can be patron. We had some players trying out Brawl, mostly in ladder because you face so many patrons that playing one Brawl as a tech card was proving to be alright. Dr. Boom is a card that can also play in patron decks. We've seen it before. It's a great finisher, but seeing the Shield Slam, I would say this is control.
It's still possible, but yeah, every card here is leaning more towards. If we see the Shield Maiden or a +8, I guess, value card, we definitely know that this is going to be controlled. But yeah, it's leaning towards control. But the Doctor Boom is excellent though in Patron. I myself play that when I play Patron, and it's been doing great.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a very strong card in most of the decks, and especially in Patron where people have to fight it versus your board, and then you just drop Boom and help your position. All right, so for Gauss, we can see like standard hands. He will be able to maybe draw a card with Shield Block next turn and try to set up Thorison into Dr. Boom. What do you think about Reynad's hand overall? Is it good for the Flamewaker Mage?
I think it's kind of mediocre. There's no big combo, but there's some draw, there's some minions, so he can keep the pressure up for a few more turns. I guess well into the late game here, but he generally wants to finish this by turn 9 or 10. I'd say Reynad does.
All right. So for Gauss, do you think you just drop Thorison here, or is there anything better?
I think Thorison, this will be the turn to drop him. Yeah. I think a bit of a questionable play was the Shield Slam there on the 3/2. I think that may have been an overextension as he had the Shield Block available. Think about how good the Shield Block would be. The Shield Slam would be here, in combination with that.
Even last turn, just the Shield Slam Deity. But maybe he felt like he doesn't have a way to deal with them with that Mad Scientist.
Yeah.
But
it's
so
more of
Thorison,
the thing that he kind of went for it quite hastily. I thought that he may have kind of overlooked it.
Definitely. Here, Thorison is great because it not only gives you 5 points of mana, it also is a minion that has to be killed. So it tanks 5 points of damage.
But yeah, the Flame Cannon, yeah, wow. This is dream tempo here. I think he should snap play the Yeti now on the Flame Cannon. I don't see another way of doing this. He maybe does not want to extend, way into the Brawl. Maybe I would think if Gaust plays nothing, he would not drop another minion. Probably he would rather go for spells. I'd say here. But let's say if he drops Dr. Boom, this is gonna be what 18, 19 damage here. I think the mirror image is gonna be crucial. I would imagine.
But then he extends into Brawl a bit. Like right now, this board is still pretty brawlable from the Warriors' perspective. But
it sure is.
Yeah. Is there any risk for Reynad to die from the Warriors' end? It's like 9 damage from Dr. Boom. If there is Gramash, Inner Rage, which I would not expect. I would expect maybe Gramash, but no Inner Rage from the Control Warrior.
The thing is, we still technically don't know if it's Control Warriors. It's so many cards that are more common in Control Warrior, but are rarely played in Patron. So it's possible that Reynad still thinks that it could be Patron. It's looking like 90% is going to be Control Warrior, but 10% of this is actually Patron. And he's just drawing all of the ambiguous cards early on here.
Well, he's seen the Shield Slam and Shield Block. Even though there is this specific version of Shield Slam, Shield Block, Patron Warrior floating around, I wouldn't really expect a Patron from Gaust here.
Yeah, this is just too much. It's every single card here could be either way. Do you just Grommash here? Can you afford the Brawl?
I think Brawl is fine. Because if you Brawl, if the bomb doesn't survive, it's going to deal damage either to the minion or face. If it deals damage to minion, you will be able maybe to finish it with an axe. And Brawl is 4 mana, so you will have 4 left. I think you just Brawl. Like you don't even play Armorsmith here for Armorsmith to survive. you will have a possibility to play shield block or maybe even armor smith and armor up, depends on what you do.
What do you think about starting with the shield block there?
I think you still don't know what you really want to do. Like, you might be going for armor smith.
Mm-hmm. Oof, this is...
I think shield block, yeah, shield block might have been better to start with because it was 2 mana only.
Mm-hmm. I think even there was some merit to going for the armor smith into that. But let's see. Antonidas plus Cloakfield. Is there anything we can do?
It's like the dream scenario, especially after Brawl. You know, the warrior shouldn't be able to do anything with it. You're still at 24. You can just attack into Acolyte and play that Antonidas, stealth it, and that's it. Just
yeah, I think even if it goes down to the late game, he just has too many fireballs here.
Yeah, he has so many spells as well to just turn them into fireballs. Like Reynad can just take his time. He's in a very good position to win this game and also win the whole match. I think the information that Brawl's got is so huge for Reynad. That's why he was able to play mirror images. There is an execute, but he can kill a Yeti with it, but doesn't do much. Gromash doesn't do much. Alexstrasza is not doing that much as well.
I think actually this is going to be the starter here, and then you kind of have to go from there. I don't see Alexstrasza coming down at all, but I think no matter at some point he will go for the Antonidas and Cloakfield, and by that point he'll just be over. So it's interesting though. What sort of cards could actually get him back into this?
Maybe if he executes the Yeti and gets a freeze. Basically, he can win with Gromash, Alexstrasza.
Maybe second Brawl, maybe? I mean...
Yeah, second Brawl will be good. Can he win with the combo? Like, maybe survive Alexstrasza, his opponents, and then Gromash, Taskmaster face with Fireworks?
I think you can reversing switch both the mirror entities here and kill the Drake. I think you would go for that in this case.
Yeah.
If I was him, I mean.
I think,
does he figure it out though? Oh no, he doesn't figure it out. Oh god. Under pressure there.
Yeah, he definitely missed that one. It's not that obvious as well. It's a bit counterintuitive to like switch the 0-2 tokens.
Yeah, it sure is, yeah. I think this is where it comes down to the experience, you know, under pressure and being able to make the right calls there. So, okay, let's say if he top decks a Brawl and the mirror entity survives, what will happen then?
I think second Brawl is actually really unlikely.
It's been run a few times. I know that Hyped sometimes runs that as a counter to Grim Patron, but we do not see it come down sadly here.
Yeah, so this will be the end of Gaust. Not really able to do anything. There's double fireball already. Like even if the Brawl drops here and 0-2 survives, there's still 13 points of damage coming up. Portal. Reynad will have a lot of tools to finish the game. But obviously we don't see those cards, and Reynad has everything now. He has 9 damage on board from minions, and then the spell damage, 14 damage from the fireballs. This is so much damage coming.
It really is here, and you know, is this going to be a new deck that we're going to see all over the ladder now?
Might be. It's a really good deck, so I think it's definitely possible that people will start playing it. I like the possibility of having more finicky for the stealth for Antonidas. And you know, playing with spells, like most of the Hearthstone decks, they are based on minions. Like you want to play those minions, trade with minions. So I like the possibility of just playing up with spells. And you know, it's fun. Like there's Portal, we've seen Major Domo. Unfortunately, Major Domo died but this deck actually succeeds here and carries Reynad to his win and the first win in the NVIDIA Prime tournament, sealing the game 3-1 versus Gaust.
A dominating play here. I'm not sure I disagree with any of his players here.